Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Mark, and I just stopped by the office just to see how everything's going. And I probably could have done this podcast because I'm feeling really good, but I still want Taylor to do it just so you guys can be exposed to someone different and see if you like her better than me. So anyway, here's Taylor.
Hi everybody, and welcome to episode number 3 of WAN Weekly Apple News. My name is Taylor, and I'll be your guest host this week as I fill in for Mark, who's recuperating from having his wisdom teeth removed. In this episode of WAN, we'll talk about Mavericks 10.9.1 release, the new iPhone 5S TV ad, the Mac Pro launch, Mavericks 10.9.2 Beta 1 seed, and much more. So let's get started. Once again, my name is Taylor, and I'm really excited to be able to join you today and fill in for Mark. I'm the secretary here at iApple Tech 128, and I'm truly excited and grateful to Mark for giving me the opportunity to fill in for him. As many of you know, Mark has wisdom teeth removed yesterday. I had the chance to stop by to see Mark this morning on the way to the office, and he's doing great. He was really hoping to be able to join you for today's broadcast, but rest assured, he'll be back next week. With that said, let's get straight to the news. Apple released the OS X Mavericks 10.9.1 this week. The release comes 1 month and 1 day after the first beta seed was released. The update will include improved support for Gmail in the OS X Mail app, more Mail app fixes, and a fixed issue when using VoiceOver and emoji. Apple also released a holiday-themed iPhone 5S TV ad. Whoops, sorry about that. The ad is now called Misunderstood, and it features a boy who spends his holiday vacation with his family on the iPhone. Everyone thinks he's just too busy playing games on his phone, not enjoying time with the family. But it turns out that during the whole time, he was making a video for the family that turned out to be a present for the family. So it ends up with the words Happy Holidays with the Apple logo. If you'd like to watch the ad, please head on over to the iappodcast.wordpress.com and click on the WAN tab where you can watch the video in its entirety. On Wednesday, Apple released a press release indicating that they would be launching the new Mac Pro on Thursday the 19th, which in fact they did. They launched the new Mac Pro via their online stores, as it is still to make it to the retail store. The launch comes 1 day after they announced on the press release that they would do it. The base model comes with a 3.7 gigahertz quad-core Intel Xeon E5 processor, 12 gigabytes of RAM, dual AMD FirePro D300 graphics chips, and 256 gigabytes of flash storage, and costs roughly $2,999. Another configuration comes with 3.5 gigahertz of 6-core Intel Xeon E5 processor, 16 gigabytes of RAM, 256 gigabytes of flash storage, and a dual AMD FirePro D500 graphics, and that one starts at $3,999. You can configure the MacBook Pro up to roughly $9,599. Surprisingly, this doesn't come with a keyboard or mouse. For the reason, Apple has indicated that you will not receive a keyboard or mouse is to allow you to use the ones you already own or to buy the ones that you choose. You can also add a 4K display from Sharp for an extra $3,595, and the screen measures 31.5 inches across and has a resolution of 3,840 by 2160. Apple announced on Thursday the beta 1 of OS X Mavericks 10.9.2 to developers. The beta seed comes 3 days after the release of 10.9.1 to the public. Since it was recently seeded, there are no big added features to this version. However, Apple does ask its developers to focus their app testing on these areas, including mail, messages, VPN, graphics drivers, and VoiceOver. And finally, the first Mac Pro unboxing surfaced. It shows the box of the computer being pulled out of the shipping box and then taking out the Mac Pro. However, it doesn't show anything else that you get with the Mac, just the computer itself. Well, that wraps up another episode of WAN. I want to thank you for joining me today. I had a great time and hope you've enjoyed this week's episode. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas or whatever holiday you may celebrate. We'd love to get your feedback about how this week went, probably not so great, and what you think about having future guest hosts on WAN. If you want to learn more about anything we've talked about today, be sure to head on over to iappodcast.wordpress.com and click on the WAN tab. There you'll be able to find links to all the articles we talked about today. If you're listening to this on Mixcloud or YouTube, be sure to subscribe on iTunes so you don't miss any future episodes. And fortunately, Mark will be back with you next week, so have a great holiday, and we'll talk to you later.